From Bellevue, Washington. I'm your host, Will Schick, and I'm here with my co-host, Will Hungerford.
There we go.
And we got to do that.
It's time for the Lock and Load Iron Gauntlet World Finals. And
Championships. It's a championship, not a final.
It's the World Final Championship. It's time to crown our world champion for 2017.
That's right.
And we have
2016. It's 2016, man. They're a year backwards. You're failing all over the place. Our mics were already live while we were off screen. Like, this is going so swimmingly, there's no way it goes wrong.
So today, we have two international competitors.
We do.
For the 2017 championship. We have Aaron Whale from Australia.
Good
and
job.
Patrick Dunford from UK.
Yep.
So a pure international. I think last year as well with Chris Davies and
It's a grudge match.
was it Tom Wan last year in the finals? Was another international one?
No.
I can't remember. But again,
Doesn't
no
matter.
Americans getting in the finals. Everybody needs to step their game up. So let's go to the table. Take a look at what they're going to be playing. The scenario is going to be Recon.
That's
This
right.
is 2016 Recon, by the way.
We're not going to the table, also, by the way. You can see.
That's fine.
We're
We
not
can talk about
switching.
the scenario.
Yeah.
So
There's the trophy.
there is the sweet,
This
sweet
is
trophy.
one heck of a goat rodeo we got going on right here.
Oh, it's all
Like, they're
good.
goats
Oh,
all
look.
over
There's
the place.
Patrick and
Yeah,
Aaron.
look how happy they are.
All right. So apparently they just got told to start, which is neat. So
It's fine.
we're still going to go over the scenario. And by the way, we got Recon, old school Recon. If you checked out the new 2017, you're probably used to the new Recon, but let's send off Recon one last time. Kill box? Absolutely not. That zone, you can control it for 1 or dominate it for 2. If you kill the enemy objective, you score a CP. If you dominate one of the flags off the side, it's a CP. And this is the good old-fashioned race to 5. You get 5, you win immediately. And, of course, you can always try and kill the enemy caster, which is going to be particularly fun given the casters we have today. 'Cause
That's
we are
right.
time rewinding to 2012. It is Crix versus Signar.
Lich Lord Asphyxius versus Major Victoria Haley.
Lich 2 v. Haley 2.
There's some slight differences from the timeline. We have Bane Riders, which didn't exist back then. We got a lot of Storm Lances.
Yep. So what you're looking at the table right now, I'm going to go over what the actual table looks like. So first off, the rectangle in the center of the board is the actual zone. It's been molded onto the board. It's flanked on the side by a pair of forests. When you see the board as a whole, you'll notice that the board is one of the old IG boards we had back in the day, and it has been Grimkinified. The Grimkin have taken over the city, and it looks all wicked and evil now.
No, the trees have grown very, very fast.
Those two big trees you see on the outer edges of the zone are the actual objectives. Then towards the north and south, then you see a tree that has sort of a rocky base. Those are the flags, one of which is in a forest. You see two smaller little what would you call those? Witch?
They're like Blair Witch symbols.
Yeah, exactly.
Sigils.
Those are just simply trees
warning
inside that
signs.
forest. And the other flags up towards near the top. There's two hills. You see they sort of have the stone steps that go up to them. There is the clock tower, which is an obstruction. And there is a piece of rubble, which is just outside Aaron's deployment zone near the top. Now, Aaron is playing the just legalized Dark Host theme force, which allowed him to put down 2 4-inch AoEs to get some extra cloud cover.
Yep.
Trigger some prowl. And before we go any further, why don't we...
Trigger some prowl. You might want to explain that one.
Well, he's got prowl.
The theme force gives him prowl.
The theme force gives them...
Important note.
Yeah. I imagine most people watching knows what Dark Host does, but if you don't, we're going to have some stealthy Banes,
This
man.
does go on YouTube later, and there are lots of people who watch.
I agree. We're going to have some stealthy Banes. Why don't we actually go through the list real fast?
Let's go through the list. So we've got Lich Lord Asphyxius for leading the Dark Host. He's got a Death Ripper, Cankerworm, and the Desecrator in his battle group. He has Bane Lord Tartarus, who cost a whole 0 points. There's some music for you, just to emphasize the point of Dark Host.
Sure.
I'm telling you, those goats are baying like crazy. I got Darg Wraith, because of course you would. Soul Trapper, full unit of Bane Riders, min unit of Bane Riders, and then 2 full units of Bane Warriors with free Officer and Standards.
Yep. Looking at the clocks, we can tell that Patrick won the die roll to go first because we see he's already spent some time deploying, which he deployed quite quickly for the amount of models he has, and Aaron is finishing up his deployments now. Let's go through Patrick's list. Oh, by the way, Aaron Whale's objective is...
Something.
not written down on this list in front of us.
Isn't.
We'll figure it out later. Haley, too, however, her objective is going to be the Arcane Wonder. In her battle group, she's got... Oh, and she's playing heavy metal, of course.
Heavy metal. Yep. No, she's not playing heavy metal. It's Storm Division.
Oh, she's playing Storm Division.
Storm Division. You can't have Storm Lances in heavy metal. What are you doing?
I meant to say Storm Division. Dude, it's been a long day.
You're a madman.
It's been a long day. So she got a Squire, 2 Fireflies, a Reliant, and Thorn. She's a Journeyman Warcaster with a Charger on it. Major Catherine Lattimore, and 2 max units of Storm Lances.
It's so sweet.
So here we are.
All right.
Time for the
Kanker
World
Worm gets
Finals.
advanced deployed. It's time for somebody to take home the gauntlet.
Oh, man, this is awesome. And the handshake to start the game, and we're underway. Patrick's starting his turn off. Now we're going to try and call the actions best we can. We have a little bit of a difficulty, not a difficulty, just the unique challenge that we also have a cosplay contest going on in the main room right now. So it's a little difficult for us to actually hear the table mics. When I say difficult, I basically mean impossible. So we'll try to pay attention and get you as much information as we can.
Nah, we got this.
Yeah,
it's gonna be beautiful. All right. So you're on the Signar side. You're Patrick. What's your play? What's your plan?
I mean, the Storm Lances can do a ton of damage to the Banes, but it all depends on Aaron's deployment, right? What's my play?
Yeah, what's your play?
Jam out the center zone, grind down for a bit, eventually get Haley over on a flag, and win out on attrition.
All right. Well, Haley's going straight up the center at the moment, so
I mean, you try and nullify the Bane Riders as fast as you can. Put the Storm Lances through the 2 units of Bane Warriors, and hope that the rolls are in your favor.
Sure. I mean, Haley too always plays pretty aggressively. We saw Patrick do it last game against Corey and his Legion force.
Yep, we see that Reliant going right up next to the objective inside the zone, just getting up there and
that Reliant ain't afraid of nothing.
No, it
not afraid of nothing.
No, he does have the forest and the cloud just on the side of him. So like his, let's go to some little telestration. So like we got the Reliant here, right? But like this whole line is just no good line of sight right around
Correct. Yeah, the table.
That works both ways, obviously.
Yes.
So this is a very LOS blocking table, especially around the zone. It's flanked by 2 forests.
Yes. It certainly makes things difficult. Now, Ghostly on the Bane side means that movement not hindered.
True.
Not going to be charging through the forest, but even still, the movement thing can be huge. Having played on this table a couple times with you in the office, those forests can definitely either be a total bane or a boon.
I see what you did there.
Did you see what I did there?
Me a little upset.
I mean, that's just the line. So
we see Thorn go along the right side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looks like. Yeah, we got the Fireflies going up near the middle. I did not catch what spells Haley cast on turn 1, because it looks like she's obviously already activated here.
I don't really see any markers down. She might have TK'd the Reliant, maybe.
I mean, well, let's
possibly temporal acceleration.
Yeah, temporal acceleration. You know, just get the little extra movement. I mean, she obviously didn't throw out a time bomb. She might have TK'd. Force field.
Not really useful.
I mean, it stops her from being knocked down.
Truth.
So, and I don't see a ton of AoEs on the other side of the board, so I doubt that's even been cast. Other Fireflies coming up, just filling in the ranks around that middle. So, yeah, he's doing kind of what I said, grind out the middle zone, probably fight out for a bit, try and shove the Storm Lances down the Bane's throat, and then maybe take off towards a flag if necessary.
And there go the Lances up the flank. Go, little horsies, go!
So Patrick Dunford, he won the Masters at SmogCon while we were there earlier this year. He is a tremendous player, likely one of the best, if not the best, Signar players, playing War Machine today. Aaron, obviously no slouch, amazing Australian player. There we actually see, and we're going to stay on this shot for a second, requested by his fellow Australians. We have Salty the Crocodile, who has jumped up on the board. He
didn't jump up on the board. He came out of that Grimkin portal.
Yeah.
And that tree portal.
And we see that Salty actually has picked up a crown. So the mascot of of Aaron and fellows like Andrew Hayden on the board.
The mascot of the Australians in general.
Yeah. Aaron, of course, tremendous Crix player. I would say right now when we're looking at our top Crix players in the world, there's in the top 5 easily, and I'm not going to give any particular ranking. We've got Aaron Well, Tim Banky. Aaron is someone to look for when you're wanting to learn some Crix tactics and some list innovation.
All right, we have one more contestant this year, and we're going to bring her on stage now. Come on up. Watch.
See the Stormlance is just running up.
Do you think the lack of Pathfinder on Signor's side is going to be an issue for him?
I think it's going to hurt, but the thing with those forests, especially on the side of the zone, is the fact that like they're at max 2 inches wide, not even. So TK actually may play a more significant role in mitigating that issue.
All right, so Patrick's turn is over. He's clocked it back over to Aaron.
Yeah, he knows his turn. It's get right up there, get ready for feet on second turn, lock him out, start scoring points. It's the Haley 2 playbook.
So right now, basically, it looks like Aaron is pre-measuring a Caustic Mist just to figure out what the LOS will look like if he throws it directly around the objective, which will not be able to be targeted or damaged until Aaron's next turn. Aaron trying not to knock the objective all over the place as he does some measurements.
Game state. Game state. And a lot of people were talking in the chat about this potential matchup between Haley 2 and Lich 2, and knowing that Aaron was likely going to play Dark Host.
Yeah.
Not knowing whether Patrick would play Heavy Metal or Storm Division. The fact is that, out of all the casters you can kind of pick against Haley 2, Lich 2 is one that has a decent amount of game against her due to his ability to block a lot of line of sight.
Yep.
Protect from that alpha that she really wants to pull off.
I agree.
Caustic mixes AoE 3.
Problem is Haley 2's feat is it counters Lich 2's feat because its model's activating it.
It
right?
does, yes.
And so that feat is so strong that if she pops at the right time, Lich has to sit back and just not use his. I'm sure both players are well aware of that fact.
Yeah, it'll depend to see. I mean, part of it depends on when Patrick feels the right time to pop it is. A lot of times you'll see Haley 2's feet popped at the start of the second turn because you want to start scoring immediately and you want to stop your opponent from having basically any kind of an effective second turn as well.
Yeah.
You might see it a little later to counterplay Asphyxius' 2 feet because obviously at the start of the second turn, I don't imagine that Aaron's really going to be looking to use his feet.
No.
Because he likely won't have anything to use it on.
So we see that the Bane Warriors are running up. A couple of them jumping on those clouds. The rest of them sitting up in the rubble. Aaron is having a very careful model placement here to ensure that his entire unit of warriors don't just get utterly obliterated by the Storm Lances.
Lightning to death?
Lightning to death. Yeah, absolutely. I don't believe that Asphyxius is actually activated yet to throw down the Caustic Mist, so I think that is just a table marker.
Yeah. No, I believe it's just a placeholder at this point.
Table marker. Actual table marker.
Table marker.
This is 2016, though. They could fill the board with
They
them if
could.
they wanted.
They can do whatever they want. It's madness out there. It's the
Enjoy
Wild
it.
West.
Enjoy it while it lasts, which is today and tomorrow.
And for those wondering about the swirly clouds who might have missed us at the front end, those are the Dark Host benefit cloud effects, 4-inch AoEs. Just count as rolling fog that doesn't go away in Steamroller. Super useful with the Prowl benefit, all Banes gain from Dark Host itself.
So is that the Desecrator that looks like it just advanced?
Yes, it is the Desecrator.
So Desecrator's walking up.
Gonna see if it can shoot a sweet Plague Bringer shot into the, what is that on that side? The Reliant? No, that's the Firefly, right?
Firefly on that side. Boost damage. This is going to be a POW 14. Should be what? Dice off 4?
On the Firefly?
Yeah.
Dice off 2.
Oh, dice off 2. Yep, sorry.
Let me assure you that one of our number is armed.
And a little bit of blast damage. Both corroded. So hit a pair of Fireflies because, Thorn's up to the north of the forest.
So here's what we do. We're going to do third, second, first.
Our fancy tree objective has been automatically or already replaced with a token.
A proxy base, those tree limbs get in the way. All right, let's see what gets hit.
Fantastic. All right, so.
And laid down.
Yep.
Thanks to Void Field.
Salty has a crown. Looks like a little donut.
The crown nut. So the Void Field, that attack AoE is a hazard that's going to remain in play for 1 round. Non-undead models entering or ending their activations in the AoE are going to suffer 1 point of corrosion damage.
Yeah, not super duper relevant for those models where it's at.
No.
Or really any model on the table.
I was going to say, everything on that table is not really too concerned about taking a single point.
So this is pretty interesting here. We see that Aaron is basically taking a full Bane flank here and preparing to either absorb or push further into this little Stormlance flank right here. So I almost wonder if he's going to take the same almost symmetrical Bane Force down over this way, move them around in the same area, probably about that far on the board, and prep himself to handle any Stormlances that come up right here.
It's a quick measurement for the Caustic Mists that are getting placed.
All right, so we have multiple Caustic Mists going down.
Mm-hmm. Making sure that they're completely within. These are not post-CID lances. These are standard CID lances.
So remember earlier we
pre-CID lances.
weren't sure which objective Aaron took.
Yes.
And I thought he might have been pre-measuring Caustic Mist. Obviously, he's got the fuel cache.
Mm-hmm.
That's the up and smoke ability. So that cloud template is the smoke template that the fuel cache puts out during the maintenance phase. Sorry, my brain is still in 2017, and we changed that completely and utterly, but now it makes complete sense to me. So yeah, he has an enormous cloud wall, and with him playing Recon, that's an excellent objective choice.
It sure does.
So knowing that, yeah, this is really smart. He's advancing behind this huge line of sight. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let's get the illustration back out here. So line of sight, because of the forest, is blocked the whole way right here. This is all, my telestrator. There we go. Click around that, and boop. That whole line is a wall, a giant wall of you cannot see what's behind here. Really smart play on Aaron's part.
Certainly keeps him safe from those electro-leaping lightning blasts from the Stormlances.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple options that you have, but they versus the Banes and Lich, they'd just be suicide. Like running one of your own models up where you can leap off of it into some Banes, but like
him.
Yeah, it's
sacrifice one for the greatness of many.
Like that's the current how do I do any damage?
You'd hit 4 of them.
It's a terrible idea.
It's not great. No, it's not. Idea. It's not ideal.
No, I don't even think a sacrificial thorn running up into a cloud to get LOS to throw out a time bomb is a good idea. Like. He might go for it, but that's rough.
Yeah.
So we hear Patrick, through his mic, is confirming the speed and melee of the Bane Warriors. Basically just assessing all the threat ranges of the wall of undead hiding behind him.
I mean, with the change to time bomb for it only affecting directly hit models, maybe back in the day, you might have done it when it affected everything. But, yeah, now, get one of them.
It's still an AoE 4 POW 14, right?
Sure, whatever you directly hit.
You need 9.
Day's ruined.
9 to force tough on Bane Warriors. Just hard roll a ton of 9s.
Oh, yeah. Is that what you're going to do?
You just hard.
That's fair.
When you get a hard roll, nothing but 9s or higher, you're pretty good at this game. All right, so
power-up's going to happen.
All right, looks like... Did he allocate an additional one over to Thorn?
No, that's a spell effect, but I'm not sure which one because I can't see the token.
That's so good.
But that's definitely not a focus token.
That is likely the junior upkeeping Arcane Shield on Thorn. Or the Stormlance is up near it. Because there is a junior in this list.
He moved the token back, so it makes me think that it's on Thorn.
Yeah.
Which makes Thorn extremely survivable between set defense and... Oh, and then Arcane Shield goes away.
Okay. Makes sense.
Don't want that.
You probably want one of the lances for what good it's going to help. I mean, it's an extra 3 armor. It's basically an effective extra 1 armor because Dark Shroud's going to immediately take it away. Patrick is in the tank. You can see like he is just right now. He's actually being really quiet, not asking me too many questions, just looking at the board and kind of figuring out because a mistake here, you're done. Game's over. He actually just confirmed that the spell from the Desecrator or the AoE from the Desecrator only does 1 point if he just sits in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say what Patrick will do here, simply because both Patrick and Aaron are better players than we are. So while we have our own ideas, I'm sure that they will surprise us.
Well, I think it's already interesting to see how, you compare Patrick's last game to this one, and the fact that he all of a sudden has to really carefully consider his moves here shows that these two lists are well balanced, like well matched up against each other, because that cloud wall with the forest and the placement of the terrain mitigates, and we're actually seeing him advance away now.
Yep, the Storm Lances, the bottom are just running, and he's actually measuring the threat range, and he's backing up. You're going to have to go to him. He has no reason to move forward whatsoever, because you just get mauled by Bane Riders if you go forward. So how about we make sure you can't possibly get to us, back up.
I mean, the larger issue is going to be that Aaron will have another turn where he can create pretty effective cloud walls due to the placement of the forests that are on that side, specifically the side closest to us.
It's going to be all counterplay, right? Like,
yes.
Like Patrick's got
But at some point, Patrick is going to run out of room, and he's going to have to...
And he'll feat.
And he'll have to feat.
Yep.
And hope that that's enough to give him the up on the attrition game. See a careful measurement of 10 inches here.
Yep. That's the Reliant just stepping up, making sure he's staying outside of 10 inches of the nearest Bane Warrior.
Mm-hmm. Quick check that there's no threat extension in this list, which there is not. And should see I would assume, some kind of shot. No? Oh, I suppose you can only see the objective at this point.
Yeah, and he can't target or damage it to the second player's second turn, so he just has no shots.
Keep forgetting those green patches are forests. Should know that by now. They just look so open.
Yeah, so Patrick's having a super defensive, conservative turn. He's backing up and saying, "You're going to have to come to me."
Mm-hmm. Wraith is in the list, but he's not. He's not. For the Twitch chat that's asking about threat extensions and Wraith and if he's in the list, he is in the list, but he's not in a position where that 10-inch measurement is going to be affected by it.
I'll have to get another shot at the table. I'm not sure where Derek Wraith is right now.
Somewhere in the midst of all of those models.
I mean, it's kind of hard for Derek Wraith not to be able to death ride people. But the 10 inches is the death ride threat range. I mean, their speed 5, charge 8, reach 1 melee range, so that's only 9 inches. This death ride gets them to 10. So that's what he was checking. All right, so Junior walked up and cast Arcane Shield on the Reliant. It looks like Haley didn't, just kind of sat on her focus. The Storm, Lattimore is going to similarly position herself outside of 10. And we hear Patrick say, "All right, Bane Warriors, you win this round." And the Storm Lances all back up. So Patrick's turn is one where he's not willing to give up first blood.
There's no benefit to at this point. Like, the snare is not being forced, and he's got a lot of models on the table. He has much fewer models than Aaron does.
All right, so turn is going back to Aaron, looks like Aaron's first thing to do was measure the threat range of the Bane Riders. Because we saw Patrick was measuring the threat range of the Bane Warriors, but the Bane Riders are right behind.
Yep, and just to confirm for those asking in the Twitch chat, this is pre-CID as far as the Signar models are concerned. So,
Yep. So they're double checking the threat range. I believe they. I couldn't quite hear what they said, but they might have confirmed that the Bane Riders hiding behind the Bane Warriors are in threat range. We'll see, though. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to call that one just yet.
well, it looked like 12 based on the measurements they were doing. Plus, again, you have Death Ride.
Let's ride. All right, so first thing's happening. Power up. Looks like the cloud is, for the time being, the cloud off the objective is staying in the same place.
It's a great spot for it.
It's a great table for it. It's hard to tell from the angle of that measurement, but I'm pretty sure that the Bane Riders are in on the Storm Lances. So if that's the case, those Storm Lances are just outside of 10 inches of the Warriors, meaning that those front Warriors can run 10 inches with a 1-inch threat range, or especially if they get that plus 1 inch from Derek Wraith, they can get a little bit further, throw the Dark Shroud up there, then the Warriors could charge in. You got a bunch of Dark Shrouded Storm Lances, and if that happens, let's get the Telestration out. So if this Warrior runs up,
It looks like you might be able to get
this Warrior
2.
runs up, you probably got 2 that you can catch, right?
Yep.
And if that happens, you're looking at, I have to imagine.
I mean, you're likely looking at 2 dead Storm Lances.
Yeah, you're looking at probably, two dead Storm Lances.
You're at POW 15s. They're not arcane shielded at the moment. You got -2 on their arm. So you're straight damage. Yeah. On the charge, that's definitely 2 dead.
But again, this is all. Okay, so Derek Wraith is, in fact, moving.
Way over in the corner.
Death Rides.
Assuming so. Hasn't happened yet. He could surprise us. Just end his activation.
No. All right, so Death Ride goes off. The Bane Warriors run. Hey, it's almost like we just called this happening.
I know.
Sometimes.
Did only one of them move from Death Ride, though? Because he didn't move anything else. Unless he's just...
Well, no, Death Ride is just the plus 1 inches of movement when they go now.
Thinking of the old rules.
You're thinking of the old Mark II version where everything had to go at once?
Yes.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yep.
Took up an hour. Glad we fixed it. All right, so he's just sending the 1 in, so maybe there's only 1 Bane Rider in. The other 2, very, very, very conservatively moving forward.
Yeah, you only need 1. 1 or 2, we're good. So just a little bit of clarification on intent for that Warrior. You saw them kind of jiggling back there. He's not supposed to be in the cloud at all. So Guard has his Dark Shroud up on the 2 Lances that he's probably hoping to murder. So we're going to remove the objective again for a proxy base.
All right, both objectives have been removed and are being replaced with acrylic widgets.
But that does give us a great view of everything behind that large tree. Looking all exciting. Be careful not to block his own charge lanes here.
Nope. He's also I mean, this shows just that sort of top level play. He is positioning both to Stay out of potential threat ranges. Be positioned to block line of sight with future clouds and avoid charge ranges. It seems like all very simple things, but I mean, the speed at which Aaron does it, knows exactly where he wants to go, where he wants to place everyone.
The Twitch would like to know if your widgets bring the boys to the yard.
Twitch wants to know if my widgets bring the boys to the yard. No.
No. That is not in my experience.
You've experienced my widgets?
I've experienced how many boys come knocking at our doors because of your widgets. It's very disconcerting.
My life is a lot weirder these days. That is true. All right, so it looks like we have a Bane Rider charge. Okay,
Roll.
attack hits. This is on a Dark Shrouded Stormlance.
And that is a dead Stormlance.
Yep.
So he just went for 1.
First blood. He's going to repo.
Repo 3 back. I don't know where the unit leader. Oh, there he is. So that Bane Rider's just like, hey, boys, I killed your friend. What you going to do?
Yep, he's going to protect the rest of the force with a cloud wall, make everyone else have to walk up to engage him. Desecrator's walking up, going to take a shot in on, looks like Thorn. I assume boosting both ways.
No, I think he's still working on the Firefly.
That misses.
So
Force field is
up.
So it's going to go 3 inches to the direction of the choice of Patrick. So he did put force field up. No knockdown's useful.
Just makes it go behind him.
Yeah,
where it
lands in the middle
is
of nowhere and
basically
does
irrelevant.
nothing.
But yeah, he's working on the Firefly. I mean, it makes sense. The Firefly is arm 16 as opposed to the Thorn, which is 18 at the moment.
Yep.
Not sure what this AoE is supposed to be.
All right, here come down some caustic mists from Asphyxious.
Likely we'll see the Desecrator getting well protected by line of sight blocking. So that is his most powerful contesting piece in the zone at the moment, outside of the objective. Of course, the objective itself will also be protected by those clouds.
Man. Asphyxious 2 Dark Host is brutal. It was just brutal. Did you know what Bane's needed?
Stealth
A
back?
cloud wall.
Oh. Yes.
All right, so it looks like Asphyxious is done. Let's go back to the telestration. So deciding to protect this flank with the LOS, leaving this open. But with what he has in the way right here, it's not like the Storm Lances are going to come zipping in too far into the line, right?
Not now that those Bane Riders have reach.
Can't.
Well, 2-inch range, I guess. It's always going to be reach to me.
It's always going to be reaching.
It's never going to change.
Can't do a ton of damage. So
Who
Aaron
can't do a ton of damage? That Bane can do a ton of damage.
Aaron is taking advantage of the sort of like the backwards move Patrick did
Yeah.
by like he's going to keep just pushing forward, right? Why not?
Use the forest. Yeah.
He's also spreading wide, and I think that is to minimize the amount of models potentially caught in Haley's feet,
Yes.
which is coming any moment now.
I'd be surprised if we don't see it next turn.
Lock and loaders. The concession stand outside closes at 8 o'clock.
Nope.
Nope.
Game state.
Oh,
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 it's just
grinding those models.
just awful. That's awful.
Not actually in the middle day. So if you wanted stuff, now is the time. At 8:01, you will have no. So go out and get what you want to get.
All right. Looks like those Bane Riders are happy where they are.
Yep. It's a slow waltz.
It is.
But when it kicks into high gear,
And that is the turn.
Things
so
get
Death
spicy.
Ripper advances up behind the cloud wall in the center. Tartarus, it looks like, moved more centrally. Asphyxious is sitting on 1 after casting a whole bunch of clouds.
Yep. So top of round 3, all objectives are damageable, all scenario elements are scoreable. See Travis Marg, our table judge, his arm and his phone have appeared and disappeared. Good job.
All right, so Squire Accumulator box gets burned.
Okay.
Haley drops Force Field.
I imagine Arcane Shield's being upkept. We'll see.
Quick count of the models in the zone. So you got 5 plus the objective.
Mm-hmm. Look at Travis. He's just so. Oh, zoom
So
in.
you've got a Desecrator in the zone. You've got a couple of Banes in the zone. I believe the Death Ripper is Toe in the zone as well.
Yep. You've got a
Then
Salty
you've got-
right here.
Yes, you've not in the zone though.
Not in the
Salty
zone.
is not a legal contesting model. You've also got the objective, and you've got Cankerworm. The zone thingy is the Cobble Street Signarin plot in the middle. Yeah.
Yep. The perfect rectangle with the Signarin, with a Cygnus on it, surrounded by a pair of forests. And let's go ahead and, this is kind of a hard one for Pat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this table with the amount of LOS blocking it had, combined with the clouds from Dark Host, combined with Caustic Mist, this table with this matchup is a rough one for Pat. Very rough. All right, so I believe that they are pre-measuring. We have a pause clock right now as Travis is going to do a couple measurements. Couldn't quite hear what Patrick said, but I believe he was mentioning doing a TK and a TK.
Mm-hmm. It seems like looks like he's trying to gun to go up on points this turn. Potentially. By clearing the zone with TKs and maybe a temporally accelerated Reliant.
Possibly. He's still in the
'Cause
focus allocation
He
stage.
did put, it does look like the token for temporal acceleration is on the Reliant.
No, I believe that's Arcane Shield, isn't it?
I
From
can't
the
read it.
journeyman.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember the journeyman casting Arcane Shield last round, but he could have. And it does look like he's still in allocation.
Yeah, he's still in allocation.
Yeah, the clock was paused by our judge to help determine a specific measurement.
And there we see our judge's head, and there it is gone.
Who's the proxy base?
Yep. Well, Patrick's just in the tank right now. So if you're Patrick, what's your plan?
At this point, I mean, with the realization that I'm not as good of a player as these guys, my plan likely would be to press forward, get Haley in a position where she can feat, lock Aaron out, and either force him to pull back or give me the chance to hit him first.
Sure.
And basically start playing the attrition game. I don't know that the scenario game is realistic at this point, but I think you can't take another term of backpedaling. I mean, you've got to go forward, and to do so, you've got to push the issue using the feet to give yourself that time lock advantage.
Sure. I mean, until his objective goes down, he can kind of hang back, and the only reason it gets weird is because, this cloud here, and this one here all effectively can't really move. This one here in the center it can kind of be based
Shift around
a
a little bit.
But the one up top and the one at the bottom can't move. And if the cloud wall is the problem, if he can force the line of engagement sort of just past this point, he can start to mitigate. Now, there's no way he can mitigate these circles here in the middle, right? 'Cause
Correct.
those can just keep coming down the way. But he can try and help mitigate a little bit of it. So we'll see. But, yeah, you're right. He can't play too far back on the back pedal over and over again. Otherwise, they'll just give the game away.
I mean, the other thing to consider is that, you know, like you talked about, those static clouds, well, they're helpful for Aaron in terms of creating this monstrous cloud wall blocking line of sight. The forest and the clouds, as we talked about, also block Aaron's line of sight for his models. He has no way to see through. So you can try to be a little cagey in terms of using those things to help guard against getting completely overrun.
Yeah. Oh, so we have
I believe that the Cankerworm is in the zone, yes.
Yep. Lattimore just activated.
Mer's
She's
in.
charging the Bane Rider that's up near the flag.
1 for 1. So
Okay,
comes
so
the assault shot.
gets 2 Electro Leaps.
It looks like we're going to do a total of 3 so far between impact and gunshot.
Yep.
And that will destroy the Bane Warrior that was engaging. Charge attack now, boost attack. Should hit no problem. And likely this is going to obliterate. And that is a dead Bane Rider. And then Aaron is going to shimmy over.
No, I missed it. Did because those Banes all have tough, granted tough from the officer and standard, which both units have. Did he make a tough roll?
I think that Bane was actually out of formation, potentially.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Because there was no tough roll made, so that is my assumption at this point. And we have Storm Lances just going in. They're
if
going
he-
full ham.
If he was. All right. All right. So now, yeah, he's making tough check. Okay. Must have just missed it.
Because Dark Shroud doesn't stop just because you're out of formation. So see another Lance going forward to hit a Bane Rider.
So odds on this being Haley 2's feet?
I mean, at this point that he's committed,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty high.
Yeah.
I don't think that you throw the Lances in and leave them to get eliminated next turn.
Yep. Send
I
them in.
think-
Send them in. Kill at range. Repo back. Stay out. Walk in. Pop feet. Time walk him.
There's a minor risk in that your dice completely abandon you and you fail to kill, one of those riders and you get locked into combat with it.
Yeah.
But it's unlikely. I mean, it's certainly, that's just dice.
These are all post CID changes for not for the Storm Lances, in case anybody's wondering. This is
Correct.
not the Storm Lance update.
It is the Bane update, but not the Storm Lances.
Yeah, it is the Bane update. Was what the point I was going to make. So
So
these are the range 2 melee Bane
correct.
Riders.
With Vengeance and Reposition 3, making them fairly mobile for Speed 7 Cav.
So we see another Storm Lance is coming in.
Looking for
Okay, that's an assault shot within
Yep.
5 of the prowled Bane Warrior hanging out in that
so
cloud.
he designed the looks like he designed that assault charge so that he'd bump his model and not go all the way.
Sure. Another assault shot too.
Mm-hmm.
Going after the Bane Rider because
I mean, Vengeance is already triggered, so why not, right?
yep.
And get those Electro Leaps into the Bane Warriors that are next to him.
All right. So this is the first shot into the, I believe, the Bane Warrior in the cloud. Snake Eyes says no dice. This is the second shot into him. Tough check. Okay. 2 go down. These are the 2 shots going into the Bane Rider. So misses. Yeah, misses both shots. Def is just a little too high.
Mm-hmm. Cleared out the ones in the cloud, though.
Yeah, but with the new Bane Warrior,
Yeah,
UA
he's just going to bring him back.
yeah, Voidbringer just returned to D3+1 destroyed grunts.
Correct.
So they forfeit their combat actions, but like
Well, yeah, but it puts you up on the attrition game again.
Yeah, and then you throw in a 60 as his feet on top of that. Gross.
Doesn't look like he's going to take the one reposition move that he could have from the one who completed his charge.
I really, really like Aaron's list. Like, a lot. I might change the battle group out because of personal taste only. Not to say it would be better, just because of my own personal preferences. But I really like this list. I'm probably going to get this list when we get back to the office and start painting it up.
I think I already have this list, to be honest.
Aaron, if you ever listen to the playback of this, I am straight jacking this list, dude.
No, bold. I don't know. There's a little bit of talk earlier in the day when Aaron was playing on the stream about, do you Wraith Engine, do you not?
Nah, man. Jam more Banes.
GM more Banes, certainly good. I don't know. I really like the new Wraith Engine, though. It brings good stuff.
Oh, it does.
And it just looks cool.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. End of the day. So we're going to see Thorn just get in there.
Yep.
Wow. Thorn's like, I got a job to do.
So Thorn's going to take a point of corrosion damage from Caustic Mist, I do believe.
Oh, no. That's the game right there.
Oh, no. Sorry. That's right. It's just become corroded now.
You're thinking of the Voidbringer field. So many corrosion effects, so little time.
Look at Patrick. He's all smiles.
Well, that's because Haley just took a point of corrosion damage, I think.
Top-level gameplay, just all smiles.
I think he was laughing because he put that AoE there, and then he walked Haley into it.
Sure. So the proxy base is where Haley is going to go stand, and he's measuring her control range. Obviously,
Potentially.
The feat's about to happen.
I mean, it has to at this point. One of the big questions will be how many of those Bane Riders can Vengeance move out of her feet. But it looks like maybe 2?
It's not many.
No, it's not a ton.
Now, that's still just a proxy base he has done yet. I don't know that he's actually committed Haley to moving to where that proxy base is.
It looks like he's counting out his focus for TKs.
Yeah. Thorn is obviously committed to that spot in the cloud, so
Yep.
he's got some cool things planned.
Thorn's got some arc noting to do.
Okay, so
Squire's-
Squire's actually going first,
Yeah.
right?
Squire's just going to hang out on the hill.
Just to be in the proper position.
Squire was a difference maker in the last game against Corey. It stopped Proteus from having a long shot assassination run on her.
Nice.
Don't doubt the Squire.
All right, so Haley is activating. She's taking her point of damage from walking through the Voidbringer. She's going to the position of the proxy base, as we see here. And guess what time it is, everyone?
Is it TK time?
It is feet time. So Haley 2 pops her feet. If you are new to War Machine Hordes and you're wondering what Haley 2's feat does, it's one of the weaker feats in the game, known as Temporal Shift. It just says that all the enemy models activating her control range, which is basically the board,
All right.
have to forfeit their movement or combat actions during their activation.
Cankerworm gets successfully TK'd out of the zone and turned around. He's now facing the wrong direction. Looks like the Desecrator's next.
Yep.
It does hit, and that Desecrator is going to be facing the wrong way as well. Moving 2 inches right out of the zone and backwards.
In case my sarcasm wasn't obvious, new players, Haley 2's feat is bonkers.
It is something that every competitive player needs to learn how to deal with their lists.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of practice, and it can be very frustrating until you figure it out. But there are counterplays to it.
Straight bonkers.
But it is, yes.
Now
it is
Thorn
straight
gets to
bonkers.
use the drive.
Reaction drive, yep.
Yep, move 3
back
inches.
is 3 inches.
And again, the feat reads enemy is activating in her control range, which means asphyxiates his feat, which puts some dead models back into play to activate for a single turn before they go away. Still can't do anything. They would basically be put in play, activate, and have to forfeit their movement or action, and just nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, you know, if you're really concerned about the attrition and you want to bring those Banes back, you might as well just use your mini feat from the Bane Warriors.
Oh, I don't think he's doing.
I don't think that he's going to do that, but at the point that the feat is up, there's, like you said, there's no reason to use Asphyxious' feat. And not enough stuff has died, honestly, at this point, that I think would be worth it anyway. So here comes the Reliant. Going to go clear out the zone. So Temporal Acceleration, that's what that token apparently was.
Okay.
So hits the objective, does 5 damage to the objective. And 10 on the next one.
Joe.
Kills the objective. So
All right, so Patrick goes up 1 CP.
getting work done. So misses on, I'm not sure what he was swinging on. Another one of the Bane Warriors, probably.
We hear Patrick saying, "So, can I you leap 3 guys to death?"
I mean, all comes up to it. So he's shooting the Reliant.
Yep. Boosting to hit. Needs a 6 to hit after all the modifiers.
Does do it. Now he needs to get D3.
Okay, so he's E-leaping on the first Bane. Tough roll, fails. Second Bane, tough roll, fails.
Oof.
No damage on the Desecrator.
All right. Leaves 1 Bane Warrior left. So Firefly's going to do the same thing.
All right. Yep. He's going to leap 1 time. Just the Bane in front of him.
Yep, that's all he needed.
All right.
And tough. So that's the one he needed.
Yep.
So knocked down. So you need a Storm Lancer. Yep. So Storm Lancers are going to go in there and try to take out that Bane.
Yep. They're just moving the tree in the little forest.
Yep. So you have 4 inches outside of the forest.
This is basically Patrick's move to attempt to dominate the zone. We see that Haley is touching the zone. That
Yep.
Bane is the last thing contesting it. If he gets that Bane down, he's going to be up
By
3 to 0.
Yep.
So it's-
And with Aaron under feet, which is a pretty big swing.
Stormlance is moving up. Now, let's see. That Reliant. We'll rock in. Def, what, 14 total after it's all said and done?
What, the Reliant in the back?
Reliant in the back. Oh, no, he's not melee anymore because the Bane's knocked down now.
Correct.
So this is actually much easier. Much easier. Much easier.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not fully in the cloud, right? And in the back, so just def 10.
You're not completely in the cloud.
Yep.
Not in melee. Just got to shoot the Reliant. E-leap off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Reliant obviously
You
can't
basically
take
just have
damage.
to roll arm. Is right. They're saying he's still in melee.
I'm not sure why they're saying he's still in melee. Isn't he knocked down? Well, Snake Eyes misses nothing. Okay, hits regardless. Doesn't break armor on the Electro Leap. Next shot, Snake Eyes. Okay, so another shot down there. So this. Yeah, does that
So-
7 not hit? So hold on. I'm going to go check on the judges because I'm not sure why that 7 didn't hit, and I'll be right back.
All right, well, with that, you see the reposition 3 on the Storm Lances that just tried to eliminate the Bane. That is The zoo. All right, so no token out. Yep, it is confirmed. He was knocked down. And that Bane is destroyed.
And that's the kind of judge call that is not something that is a choice. So I went over and told Travis, we got it all solved. It's not something that we're reminding a player that he could have done. That was game state, literally. That was, he rolled the correct amount. The judges were supposed to basically say, hey, you hit. So you had to E-leap. That was the legal steps to take. So we went and corrected the table.
So at this point, Patrick will go up by 3. So he scores 2 for domination of the zone and 1 for destroying the objective, giving him a huge lead on scenario, especially with the feet up. All right, so at this point, you can see the vengeance moves, trying to take them out of Haley's control range so that they can do something this turn. All right. So Aaron's big challenge here is going to be successfully contesting that zone. And it was a huge chunk off of Patrick's clock, but I mean that was a clutch turn.
Patrick's up 3-0 now.
He is up 3-0 now with his feet up. So the vengeance attack happening here. Looks like it hit but didn't do any damage.
They were going to go pick up the clouds there in the middle because none of them are right there right now, right? And then Aaron's sort of like, we'll get those in a bit. Like, it's really important where everything is standing.
Yes. Yeah. See some measurements going on here. Yeah. Aaron's in a tough situation with the scenario. Still probably has the advantage on the attrition game, though.
By far. I mean, if he can hold out on scenario, problem is he has to hold the zone. The second he loses the zone whatsoever to the multitude of jacks in the middle of it, Haley dominates and the game's over.
Correct. Yeah. It's he has to be able to reliably contest every turn. He has, I mean, it's not like he's missing a bunch of stuff. He can jam the zone pretty full.
They're getting Travis, our judge, to step in and remove the templates.
Especially thanks to Ghostly on the Banes, allowing them to ignore free strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, another army would be like, I can't get around that Reliant.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yep.
These guys are just like, meh.
Where the Haley 2 feet was well timed.
Correct. No, absolutely.
So this is Aaron's turn, and he has to play this turn as good as he possibly can. Mistakes here, and even if he plays well, hot dice on Patrick's side could seal the deal here.
Correct.
I have no doubt Aaron is going to play amazingly and make excellent decisions. So we'll see how he tries to fight off the strength that is Haley 2.
Yep. It's the Aaron's turn to go in the tank as he looks at that table.
Now, here's the interesting thing, and I'm just going to pull up the illustration here. So right now, the central fight seems to be held around this block, right? And basically, if Aaron can't hold this, then he loses the game. However, if he commits too much of this area right here,
Haley runs towards the flag.
down here, yeah, Haley is positioned right here with a line of storm lances, and the flag is right here. So Haley is in run range.
It's a slower victory condition, but it certainly is
not by much,
a strong one. I mean, it requires an extra turn, right?
Yeah.
But at the point that you overcommit to the center with the storm lances there, it can definitely be a problem.
Okay, so we see the
Desecrator just turning around and moving in the zone.
Forfeits its action, so it has to just walk up next to a Reliant and sadly do nothing.
Well, yeah, it doesn't get to swing, which it would love to, but at least being engaged by the Reliant bumps its defense, helping it protect it from TK.
Yep.
And he's much further in the zone this time, which may mean that the place completely within 2 inches won't get it completely out of the zone, which will be huge, so you'll have to just remove it. And Crabjacks are slightly more durable than Slayers.
Moving the other little tiny witch tree out of the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we see Cankerworm
Getting in there.
walking up. Casually walking by the Reliant as if it didn't even matter. In case you're wondering how he did that, the Cankerworm should just have parry. So
Yep, he does. He's very worm-like.
Honey Badger
Oh, he honey badgered it?
don't give a poop.
I see.
This is a PG.
I mean, the best part is the fact that he got to advance and then advance again thanks to his little scurry, which I think is just called repo now. But it used to be called scurry.
he just straight up has reposition, what, 5,
Yeah,
I believe?
yeah.
I'll double check real
But
fast. Make sure
in
I'm
the
not
olden
crazy.
days, I believe the rule was scurry.
Yeah, he's got the Bond Asphyxious, which is just straight repo 5.
Yep. Which is really strong.
All right, they're pausing the clock to check the range from, I believe, Thorn to Derek Wraith. Derek Wraith is going to advance.
Just, again, get in the zone.
Oh, no, he's checking to Haley to see if he was in feet or not.
So, advance forward and put up
Mortal
Fear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely Mortal Fear.
Try to nerf some of those Storm Lance's potential.
Try to nerf Haley if she tries to be a little aggro with a time bomb. It's probably not going to happen. She's going to spend all our focus
Does
on
it affect the time bomb?
Oh, yeah, man. Mortal Fear is -2 to damage rolls.
Damage rolls, all right.
Yeah.
Fair
The
enough.
thing is, that's highly unlikely.
I mean, no, I don't. No.
It's highly unlikely, but she's probably going to TK everything. Why wouldn't she? But it's interesting. But it does affect so many aspects of the Storm Lances, including their shots, their melee attacks, any possible impact attacks. The whole shebang. It's all just -2.
Death
Deal with
Ripper
it.
advances over. Looks like it's got line of sight to those Storm Lances crowding the flag.
And here's the thing, right? If Aaron's play works and he ends up holding the zone for a turn and Patrick is unable to score and seal the deal,
He goes way back up on attrition for sure.
dude, he goes full ham all over Patrick. It gets brutal because then it is just straight attrition mode. I am Crix in your face. Asphyxious 2's feet is up. Voidbringer's good to go. Like, you are in trouble. Love your list, Aaron. Succulent. Like a ham.
Whoa. Is it like a Christmas ham?
No,
Honey glazed?
Like a rum ham.
Rum ham.
So we see the Bane Warriors are,
It's advancing.
just advancing. Most of them can't run.
Correct. The ones that can are.
Yep.
Get in there, boys.
Yep. The ones that can are definitely trying to gum up some Storm Lances. Got to give props to Patrick. This board was not, the LOS blocking, we mentioned it was earlier, was definitely a challenge for him. Definitely not an easy table for Patrick to be playing on, and not the force he's playing on, and he has played it masterfully, including the turn where he just basically backed up and said, come at me, bro.
Yeah. No, he didn't press the issue, right? He saw that moving back was the right call, letting the game extend a little bit. The nice thing is that there's no game end in 2016, so he can, as long as you got time on the clock, you can let this thing go to round 20.
Have we had a single game during the IG finals that we've streamed go past round 7?
I don't think so, but we've streamed a lot of IG games.
Yeah. I do understand why our players moved our giant pretty tree objectives, but I do kind of miss them.
Well, one of them got destroyed.
All right, so let's start
So,
looking
it should be
at
gone.
So right now in the zone, we have
We've got a Bane Rider, we've got
Cankerworm?
a Desecrator, we've got a Cankerworm, we've got a Bane Warrior, 2 Bane Warriors.
we have Bane Rider,
I mean, just a whole mess around that Reliant, basically.
Bane Rider. That is the Desecrator, yeah?
Yep.
Derek Wraith,
Yep.
Bane Warrior, Bane Warrior, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 models in zone.
Yeah, unfortunately, several of them are very easily TK'd out.
The Bane Warrior unit up top used Voidbringer, brought back several of their models.
You see what he rolled on that?
No. I think he brought back 3, but it did not
Is it
catch
a 1? That's the die that's left in the box right now.
Maybe he brought back 2 bros.
So, hit with. Sec.
Looks like that was Asphyxious.
Yeah. Was it
Parasite?
Parasite?
Yep. Be the only upkeep I imagine he would be throwing out on the Stormlances.
And it looks like Asphyxious is trying to decide where to go now.
Recon does not have Killbox.
Correct.
So the Bane Riders up top. Well, I think both units of Bane Riders have not activated yet, have they?
No, the top riders are activating now.
Yeah, going to charge in on some Stormlances.
They're going to be charging on some parasited, death-shrouded Stormlances.
Yeah, they're going to have a bad
It's like,
time.
oh, I'm sorry, did you wear armor? Because I believe that's paper.
Impact attack 1
Yep.
hits. Armor, nothing. Take
that top one? That top one's got okay armor.
that top one is also Lattermore.
There you go.
Okay, so she gets dismounted.
So she is knocked off her horsey. So quick math on. So Parasite plus Death Shroud.
Takes
That's
out the
dead
others.
Stormlance.
So we got Lattermore unseated down to her dismounted version. We have 1 Stormlance dead. Now we're going to see the reposition from the unit of Bane Riders up top. So Stormlance contingent up top getting a little bit neutralized.
A little bit. They're at least tied up for the moment. Did that one Bane Rider in the back not move? Clearly? Because he's just hanging out there?
Looks like it. All right, it is back to Patrick's turn. So again, no points scored.
Burn another accumulator circle from the Squire, giving Haley 9 focus.
Yep. This is the top of 4. Patrick's going to burn another one, and now Patrick has 7 models he has to remove from the zone. If he successfully does so, the game is Patrick's. If he doesn't, he has a world of pain coming up the middle of the zone.
Correct. So,
and Aaron is going to just,
Whale's sister at this point is asking who's winning. Who would you say is winning?
Aaron Whale's sister is asking who's winning? Is that what you said?
No, Whale's sister. I don't know if it's Aaron Whale's sister.
A user named
Whale's sister.
Who's winning right now? Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick is winning.
And
right
it is
now.
actually Aaron's sister.
Yeah.
Patrick is winning right now, but
this is a crucial turn. If Patrick plays well and his dice agree with him, he potentially wins the game this turn.
Yes.
If they don't, Aaron is going to be able to mount a very brutal counter strike that could potentially take Patrick out of the game.
I think that pendulum swings real hard, real fast.
Yep.
If Patrick fails to win this turn.
Yep. So we'll see. If Patrick wins this, he has swept so many events recently. He's really proven himself to be just a pro-level War Machine player.
Well, I mean, it is the World Championship of War Machine, so I think you would expect nothing less from these guys.
No, both of them are amazing. Aaron has been playing amazing, given
Yes.
what he says now. Patrick obviously playing very well. They both played phenomenally.
I don't think that you can TK out the Desecrator or Cankerworm at this point.
And definitely not the Cankerworm. He is way too far
You
up
could
there.
certainly TK out everything else that's in the zone at this point, though.
Yeah, but you gotta.
You got to be able to see it.
Yes,
You have to be able to hit it.
Oh, it's a jigsaw puzzle in the middle of that zone
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
So Patrick is still in the early stage where he is allocating his focus and figuring out, right, how do I unravel this mystery? How much violence do I have to apply to this problem to solve it?
I mean, you've got Dominate, but that's cost 4. It's a hefty price. And Kangarworm is going to be...
I don't think Dominate works because he's a character.
It is gone, sir.
Did we get rid of that?
We got rid of that. Now I'm going to be wrong, and then everyone's going to laugh at me. But I'm pretty sure it's gone. Yep. As long as it's got a Cortex.
We did get rid of that.
We got rid of it.
Man, look at you.
I know. It's like the one thing I'm going to get right.
But a Domination is basically 2 TKs.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's so expensive, I don't think that it assists the situation. I think you just try to kill the Cankerworm because it's not that robust of a jack. Because, yeah, 24 boxes, Def 14, you can do it.
We see Salty watching on. Salty the Crocodile is providing a little bit of happy smiles for Aaron. Giving him some good luck. Aaron needs some good luck right now. Patrick is still pretty deep in the tank at the moment.
Well, like you said, I mean, this is a
Let's make a break.
This is a big turn for him, and there's a lot of little pieces he's got to put just right to take the win. And if he doesn't, there are Banes all over, like everything, like ants.
Yeah.
This is how you get ants.
Things went dark for a second.
Ghosts.
All right. So Patrick is clearly just going to hang out in the tank for a second. So
By the by, you need a new phone case, man. That's sad.
my phone case is
That
jacked.
thing
Well,
is
I need a new phone.
Like, what's going on there? It's just falling apart. Oh, looks like we're going to see some movement here. Aaron. So Judge checking to make sure that the controller phase is over. And looks like everything is allocated. There's a bunch of focus points on the hill that I'm assuming are not being utilized.
those got to be Haley's, obviously.
You think?
Yeah, just a little bit. Unless he's allocating 6 to the Squire, which is impossible.
I mean, you don't know. So Thorn looks like he's going to activate first.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so he advances to the proxy spot that he marked out earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure his facing sees the Cankerworm.
All right.
So it looks like so Thorn just walked up. Haley activated and cast Dominate on the Desecrator.
Mm-hmm.
Had him walk, take an attack on a Bane who made a tough jack. So we Dominate. Wait, why did he move him? Did he die?
Looks like he died. Now we're going to see a TK on Derek Wraith. Because it's Grievous. You can't make a tough roll.
Oh, yeah, he's got Grievous on the 50.
Got a Vivisector.
So, yeah, Dominate takes out the other Bane, gets him out.
Mm-hmm.
TK now hits Derek Wraith, TKs him out of the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is 3 of the 7 models taken care of.
Mm-hmm. A few Banes left, a couple Bane Riders.
And the Cankerworm.
And the Cankerworm being probably the most stubborn, let's say.
Def 14, Arm 16, 24
So
boxes.
we're going to have Haley charge the Cankerworm here.
Oh, a bold maneuver,
Apparently
Patrick.
going to get in there. Or not. Maybe she's just going to advance here. What's she doing? So she is charging the Cankerworm?
She's
Yep.
changing the card, charging Cankerworm. So Patrick is literally all in here,
Yes.
right? If this fails, Haley is dead.
He's doing this.
So he's going to have Future Sight boost after the swing because the 5 missed. Hits. 10
to the
damage to the
All right,
3.
14 left.
Ugh, because it's dice -3. Buying an attack? Or no, that was all his focus.
I think that's it for Haley. I think she's just sitting there.
The 10 to the 3 is massive on the Cankerworm.
Oh, so we're going to do a quick check for Dark Race ability.
Judge picking up the -2 damage on Derek Wraith to see if she was
Looks like she's definitely in.
All right, so giving 2 damage.
No, I guess they decided she wasn't.
Oh, she was out? Okay.
It looked to me from that angle that she was in, but that's not a great angle. So.
Yeah. Okay. Good call on the judge's part to check it, though.
Mm-hmm. All right. 14 points left on Cankerworm.
Okay, the Reliant is going to get the line of sight onto the Bane Warrior and the Bane Rider in the zone.
Let's start with the Bane Rider.
Hits.
Hits, no problem. No.
Okay.
Going for the other Bane Rider.
Yep, attacks the other one. Hits.
Boost after the fact with Future Sight.
There
Kills
are
himself a Bane Rider.
2 Bane Warriors in the zone. 3 Bane Warriors in the zone. Tough check. Fails.
Okay.
So right now, looks like in the zone, we have this Bane.
Yep.
This Bane.
Yep.
And the Cankerworm. From the top-down view, I must have missed one of them earlier. So we were looking at 3 models left in the zone. Thorn's already gone. Reliant's already gone. Haley's already gone.
I mean, there's a lot of lances left to go here. And you still have the Charger. You still have the Firefly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. None of the Banes have concealment right now because none of them are completely in the Force, so none of them have stealth. Which is a huge benefit to Patrick right now. So it looks like the Firefly is going to go.
Yep. It's going to try to take a shot and use its lightning generator to... Oh, or is it just going to swing on Cankerworm?
Yeah, they just check. They were just checking that the Reliant could fit through that spot.
The Firefly?
Yeah. Firefly. Okay. So Firefly sort of just wiggle, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hit with the glaive. Hits.
So power 13, we're looking at dice off 3. 6 to the 5.
8 left.
He's going to boost with Future Sight. Just hard roll the 6. Okay, so Patrick's dice are
2 left.
Agreeing.
A whole 2 points left on Cankerworm.
And you got to remember that he's got ionization, so +2 to all electrical damage rolls within 5 inches of him, which is going to be pretty big.
Help the E-leaps a lot.
It's going to help the E-leaps a ton.
Mm-hmm.
The Cankerworm's still sitting on 2 boxes right now.
Yep. I mean, probably irrelevant at this point when the Charger comes up. But he could miss.
Did not catch whether or not the movement is still on the Cankerworm, which is probably the only thing that actually matters.
Let's take a look. No. His Cortex and his head should still be active, but his movement is gone based on the columns that they rolled.
Okay. So he's effectively neutralized here.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, unless your dice fail you, I believe we're about to crown Patrick our newest Iron Gauntlet World Champion. But we will wait and see for sure.
Fat lady hasn't sung yet.
It is not. And like any good fighting game, it ain't over till it's over.
I mean, Patrick could always just get lost in the tank and clock himself at this point.
He does only have 13 minutes left, but I would be very surprised if Patrick clocked himself right now.
It would be a surprising twist. One that would likely lead to cries of collusion.
Okay, so the junior's going to activate next. I imagine he's going to hand cannon.
Oh, yeah. Hand cannon for the win. Prove your worth, journeyman. Get a promotion.
Right, needs a 5 to hit. He's going to go ahead and boost a hit with the hand cannon.
Yup.
Or not.
Got
boost
it.
damage.
And.
Yep, Cankerworm's out. All right.
So 2 Banes left in the zone.
This is it. 2 Banes left. Ionization of Stormlances have
Stormlances all over the place.
clear charge lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the judge in to see if that Stormlance that's in the actual zone charges up 3, impact attacks his friend. Will he be in reach range of the one in the back? Oh, Aaron! I see Aaron's got his hands on his face. This is gonna be rough to watch. But Aaron, man, you made it all the way to the World Finals, dude. You got all the way to the top. Even if you lose this game, you're still a badass. Plus, anybody who doesn't know Aaron's an amazing dude. Like, he's just a good guy.
All right, so quick check on 3 to make sure the charge attack happens, so the impact will happen on that
I think it's getting a little
solitary Bane.
It's really important, so it's getting a little fiddly.
Yep.
Okay, so that Stormlance is charging that Bane up against his Reliant. So we basically have two assaults. So, okay, Stormlance 1, impact attacks. Oh, no impact attack.
I don't know that he was within stealth range of shooting.
So they got the minus damage rolls from the Derek Wraith.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So misses the other shot on the Bane.
So both the Banes are still in the zone.
Assault shot 1 misses. They're determining if the shot at the Bane that missed is going to randomly hit the Reliant.
Mm-hmm.
Judge is pausing the clock to check. I'm not exactly sure what the question is. I mean, if that other Bane is standing, then the Reliant has +4 def for being in melee.
Don't you just flat miss now if you shoot an assault shot and you miss?
Yeah. So yeah, they just confirm that the shot into the Reliant actually misses. Okay, another salt shot going into the knockdown Bane who toughed earlier. So tough check. Tough.
It's not the important one, though. That one. All right.
All right, looks like we have a lone Bane warrior who is surviving. I think everything else is gone that could possibly hurt him. All right, so there were a couple tough
he
checks.
just made a clutch tough check on the guy who just got hit with the Electro Leap.
Yeah, no. It was
All
two
right,
guys off the
so-
side that both toughed. The guy in the zone is just
still
standing there
there.
unhurt.
Give that guy a name. Dear God.
Tough check.
Charger. Yeah, and that's it. Because the Charger finishes it off. So, with that,
Chargers walked up and shot him.
I believe so.
All right. So, congratulations to Patrick Dunford, our brand new 2017 Iron Gauntlet World Championship. We see Travis Mark, our
Here comes
judge.
the handoff for the trophy.
Look at it. He's just
He's just
standing
waiting.
around,
There's the
looking all good.
handshake. The hand.
Hell yeah. Good job,
World
Patrick, man.
champion.
You earned it.
Woo! Amazing.
They got a little gribbly at the end. It was a little difficult to call, but you could tell there's just a bunch of attacks going on.
Yep.
They were being very clean and checking with the judge, and they played a great game. And Patrick, well done. The guy's been winning games all over the place. And Aaron, really good game, played as best as he could, And if those last couple damage rolls had not gone his Patrick's way, like
No, it came real close, right? Like,
Yeah.
there were a lot of misses on those electrolyte charge assault shots.
and then
a couple of clutch tough rolls right when you needed them.
and if Aaron made it, dude, it was just obliteration time.
Too many remaining attacks between the Charger, and then he still had a Firefly to go. So
Yep. And so this was the last ever Iron Gauntlet played with the Iron Gauntlet format.
And
Now,
this is it.
that doesn't mean Iron Gauntlet's going away. Iron Gauntlet's going to remain as a World Tournament circuit, but starting now, every approved Masters or Champions, and any event that wants to be a Masters or Champions can email us to get approval, becomes a qualifier. First place gets 10 points, second gets 7, third gets 4th. If you get 10 points or more, you are approved to come play at the Lock and Load World Finals each year.
Right.
And the format of that's going to change between Masters and Champions every year. So we'll have an Iron Gauntlet, but now it's going to be
it's
a
also going to have
tournament
a
circuit.
much larger field as well.
It's gonna be bigger than
potentially.
6
So it's going to
because
be really interesting to see how that shakes out and stuff.
And additional qualifier points will possibly be able to earn buys or better seating throughout
Yep.
the event, so people can keep playing and earning more. So it's going to be interesting to see what the next year's Iron Gauntlet's going to look like.
Very excited. And, of course, we're not done. We have one more day of Lock and Load to go and more live streaming coverage. We've got our staff scramble games happening tomorrow. You can see our staff members put down Grimkin, including lead developer Jason Souls, I believe, and Will Pagani.
Development assistant Will Pagani,
Yep. And also we'll be concluding our Penny Arcade Plays run through of 6 games. Tomorrow is the championship game between Jamie and Kiku, who have the best records going in. They'll be playing for the title most greatest War Machine player in this specific context in the world, I believe.
Yeah.
We have some sweet prizes there. Be sure to check that out. We're also going to be doing a little bit of surprise. We're going to have Alexa on stage and at the table to answer rules questions for our players. So if you saw the keynote, heard about Alexa, you can see it in practice and in beta tomorrow on the live stream. Join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have Jerry taking up some co-hosting duties with me as we go through that game. It's going to be a lot of fun. So check us out tomorrow for the last day of Lock and Load. Thank you for joining us all day for Iron Gauntlet World Champions.
Yep.
I'm Will Schick.
I'm Will Hungerford, and Patrick Dunford, congratulations again, man. Well done.
UK, you're bringing home the trophy. Thank you very much, and we will see you tomorrow.